Hi, it's Hinda and welcome to Cooking Fantasies. In today's video, we're going to be making a Fraisier, a delicious strawberry cake with a nice sponge cake, a delicious Diplomat cream, and a lot of fresh strawberries. For the sponge cake, we're going to need 100 grams flour, 120 grams sugar, 25 grams almond flour, 4 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. To make the syrup, we will need 150 grams sugar, 200 milliliters water, and some lime peels for the flavor. For the Diplomat cream, we will need 300 milliliters milk, 200 milliliters heavy cream, 50 grams sugar, 2 gelatin sheets, 1 vanilla bean, 2 egg yolks, and 40 grams cornstarch. And finally, to garnish our beautiful cake, we're going to need about 500 grams of strawberries and 120 grams strawberry jam. So first we will prepare the sheet cake that will make the base and the upper layer of the cake. And for this we will beat together the eggs with the sugar and the vanilla till they are well combined. And then we will resume beating over a hot water steam to achieve a soft and spongy texture. So you don't need your mixing bowl to touch the water directly, you only need to get the heat steaming out of it. Once your egg-sugar mixture has thickened enough and the mixing handles start leaving trails, it is ready and it's time to sift in the flour, the almond flour, and the pinch of salt. Now use a whisk and with just your hands, try to carefully incorporate all the dry ingredients into the mixture. I used a normal oven-sized baking tray, but you can as well use a round baking tin that you can bake the cake in it and then slice it in two to make the bottom and upper layer. And in both cases, use a spatula or whatever tool to even the batter out as much as possible before baking it. Meanwhile, we will prepare the syrup to soak the cake. So in a saucepan, boil the water with the sugar and the lime peels and allow it to boil for at least 5 minutes for the peels to infuse. Then remove from the heat and allow to totally cool. And once the cake is ready, cover it with a kitchen towel and allow it also to cool on the side. And before we start making the cream, the first thing to do is to soak the gelatin sheets into cold water. Slice the vanilla bean and add the seeds as well as the bean itself to the milk and put it to boil on a medium heat. You can as well use vanilla extract. And meanwhile, while the milk is on the heat, whisk the egg yolks with the sugar together until the mixture turns pale, then incorporate the cornstarch gradually. Once the milk starts simmering, remove the vanilla bean and gradually incorporate it into the egg yolks, sugar, and cornstarch mixture. And make sure you keep whisking because we don't want to cook the egg yolks. You have to keep whisking while gradually adding in the vanilla milk. When everything is well combined, pour everything back into the saucepan and bring it back to a medium heat while continuously whisking until it thickens. Once the cream thickens and would start sticking to the bottom of the pan, remove it from the heat and while it's still hot, squeeze the gelatin sheets and add them quickly. Whisk until they are totally dissolved into the cream. Cover directly with a plastic wrap and allow to cool to room temperature. Now we'll prepare the heavy cream, and for this the cream itself must be very cold and ideally the bowl and the whisk also. So beat the cream until it starts getting firm. And now that the cream patissiere has cooled to at least room temperature, we will give it a quick whisk to make it creamy again and easier to incorporate. Then add about 2 tablespoons at a time of the whipped cream while whisking. And if your cream turns too thick, just add about a tablespoon of butter at this point and it will be perfect again. Then mix the two creams together until you get one homogenic Diplomat cream. And now to prepare the strawberries, slice them vertically into halves, try to make them stand to check the height, and trim the long ones to make them as even as possible, and this will make the cake look nicer and more even. Peel the parchment paper off the sheet cake before cutting off 2 circles. I used about an 18 centimeters, that's a 7-inch circle, but you can as well use a bigger one with the same sheet cake recipe, but you might need to double the cream quantity. And what you can also do is make small individual cakes following the same recipe and the same method, which look very beautiful, so make sure to watch till the end to see how amazing they look. So place the first circle on the bottom of the same tin you used to cut off your circles and soak it with the syrup we prepared. Now place your strawberries all around the circle. A springform pan works just as fine, and I also used some rhodoid plastic to easily remove it afterwards, but it's solid not necessarily and you can skip it. Using a piping bag, fill the spaces between the strawberries first with the crepe we prepared, then cover the bottom and add some strawberry pieces. I also like to add some sheet cake pieces because they give another texture, but you can skip this if you prefer more cream. Now after you've built up enough layers and cream to cover all the strawberries, place the second cake circle on top and soak it with some syrup. Heat the strawberry jam either on a low heat or in a microwave, pour it on the cake and even it out while it's still runny. Then allow the cake to sit in the fridge for at least a couple of hours before removing it from the tin. Decorate with some fresh strawberries or as you wish, and as you can see the individual ones look just as amazing, on which I used some marzipan instead of strawberry jam. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more cooking and baking videos, and see you soon with another cooking fantasy, and happy baking!